How do you obtain a property? And that's when I kind of started investing and buying real estate, fixing it up, and then flipping it for a higher value and a higher price. So
That's at what age?
at 21.
Really?
I wasn't your average, 21-year-old.
I see.
I was
Wow.
I was always, I guess, looking for success and what that meant to me. And at the time, I felt like money was success.
What?
The more
No.
money you made, the more success you had.
It's part of it, though.
It is. However, I just kept thinking to myself, I want to own multiple properties. I want to live a life better than what my, parents did back home. And I want to be able to give, hopefully in the future, children opportunities, my community, just a step ahead, whether that looked like in education, finances, business, and so on. So then I decided, let's go into corporate, got my MBA again, thinking again, school is going to be the answer. Got my MBA.
Wait. After you became a real estate investor, you still went back to school?
I still, because I know. It sounds crazy. But again, kind of just training the mind to think that this was what success is like, the more education, the more, you're working for companies and things like that. And of course, it got me to where I was able to make more money and to invest more and, get more capital. But at the same time, I just knew this was not it. This is not what I wanted to do. And then eventually, I was blessed with the opportunity to do it full time. And that's when I kind of felt like I've reached the greatest potential with investing in real estate.
So when you say full time, what do you mean by full time?
So at the time,
Ikram do be still looking like an alien. No, I was so chat. Ikram the alien.
I'm going to.
What's up?
Kick him out. Just kick him out. I'm going to show you, Pastor. There is on your settings, on your Zoom meeting settings on your account. There is a way for people not to just go in. You have to allow them in, and that's how we have our Zoom meeting set up.
I'll do that after, since we don't have time.
Yeah, no. But for next time, because that's a bozo right there. I'm sorry.
I know I'll be doing. Just keep talking while I.
Yeah, I think you can still do it while you're still in the.
Yes, I'm trying to do it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just keep going. What do you mean by
full time?
A full time?
Yeah.
Because you said you just decided to, okay, I'm going to do this on full time. Does that mean you don't do any other thing other than real estate? And how did you get into full time real estate?
Right.
So I was sitting in my corporate job, and I just knew that, oh my God, every day felt like I was just getting up and just going to work, no purpose, no drive, no nothing. It got to a point where I was just doing it basically for a paycheck. You know what I mean?
Really?
This is how I support my family. This is what I have to do. I'm just going to do it, right? But I felt so unfulfilled at that moment in time.
Hey, Crime, let me stop you real quick. I'm sorry. So how long were you at the job already? Like, how long were you working at that place? And what was the position and how long were you working there?
Yes, I was a consultant. So I'm working for a tech company. I'm doing consulting. I'm finding solutions for customers' problems every day. They're calling in, they're sending emails, they're documenting, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. How can I get it to do this? How can I get it to do that? And just basically finding a lot of brain power. So at the end of the day, I would be so exhausted. So now I can't go to my flip property. I can't go look at other properties because I'm so exhausted, right?
I'm drained.
Drained. And I've been doing this maybe for like 4 years now. So I got to a point where I just like, God, I don't know what it is. I don't know why I feel like this. But if it's time for me to move on to the next thing, like show me a sign, show me something. And of
Love it.
course, with behold, literally a couple weeks later, I get laid off. This is during the pandemic at this point, you know? So I say, okay, all right, this is the sign, the confirmation.
Yes to your prayer, huh?
Yep, I said this is exactly what I needed. And then that's how I got into full-time entrepreneurship uh, with real estate, buying land, developing on the land, um, uh, flipping properties, helping other first-time home buyers, especially a lot of the young people. I feel like we work a lot, but we don't know what to do with the money and we don't see the money.
There you go.
So 5-6 years from now, like, whoa, I made
Wait, I have a
$80,000 a
question.
year, but
Are y'all concerned with the Leon coming up?
the what?
The A-Leon, bro. It's Michael Scott back at it again, baby. So, is this real?
Okay,
Is
it
this
came with
real?
another name.
Is
That's
this
why.
real?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It joined with another name.
Right. Well, okay. No
All
worries.
right. No worries. This will not happen again.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you started, when you bought your first home, do you have all the money, or you went through the usual? Were you buying it like the bank, or you were just connecting buyers to owners?
Yes. So the first property was a property that I actually personally liked, that I wanted to like live and move into. And so what I did was I got pre-qualified. I used the bank loan to achieve the house. But of course, I also had to put down payment. And down payment wasn't hard because I was saving at the time. Now there's different programs, obviously, that you can get 0% down. There's so many different avenues because banks are advocating for home ownership, and there are ways with different lenders and things like that. So that's how I was able to acquire the property. But then again, with the first investment property, I found myself doing things that I maybe shouldn't have done, like using my own money, and I could have leveraged the loans once again, 0 interest. If you pay it back within, a certain time period. Some of these loans had 6 months, some of these loans had a year. So as long as I paid that money back in return in full, I wouldn't have been penalized with interest. But again, I come from a family where interest and money and things like that is just not acceptable. So I was using my own money, like my saved money for renovations, which looking back at it now, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. But again, that comes with learning and getting the information, because no one was there to teach me. I don't have this information. I don't have anybody that I'm going to. I'm literally using YouTube and the internet to understand all of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you not have people? Do you give lectures, or do you mentor people who want to get into real estate?
At the moment, I do not. That's definitely something that I want to look into and help, because
I think you wish your partner. I really, really, really am interested. And I've heard a lot of people, there's this fear, because you hear all manner of stuff. You say, people tell you, oh my God, real estate is going down. You don't need to be, go for it. Did you see what the market is saying? Because people just base off the information from what they hear on the streets.
Right.
And it's even if it's going down, there's still some people that are making the money, from it. I think it's just about knowing the tricks of the trade and knowing what to do, know when to buy, know when to sell, and knowing how to do this stuff. Okay, so if I said I wanted to go into real estate, what will you tell me to do first?
If you are somebody that wants to be like a realtor on the realtor side,
Yeah.
so that's what I do now. Is I'm a realtor, and first and foremost, you have to go through the course. So the course is up to you how long it's going to take. You do have to sign up for the course. You sit in the courses. You take a test.
How long does that take?
The test?
The coursework and the tests. What's the average?
I was able to do it in about a month, but I had all of this knowledge, so it was much easier for me. And I'm coming out of grad school, so a lot of this is like it's just information that I'm picking up very quickly. But some people, depending on their pace, part time, whatever the case may be, it could take you 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It's really completely up to you.
So what if I don't want to do that? I don't want to go through that route. I don't want to read. I just want to make money through real estate. I want to just, maybe walk under somebody and just maybe learn under them and they're doing the business. Is that possible?
It is with mentorship. If you are under the wing of someone and they're helping you and kind of showing you, but you cannot practice real estate. You cannot submit a contract. You cannot provide an inspection. You cannot provide an appraisal. A lot of the legal aspect of it, you would not be able to do. However, if you're trying to
wait, Ikram, hold up. What about A though? Because you look like an alien!
So you would not be able, to actually practice in terms of the transactions. However, you would be able to learn from someone. And I wish I had that too, but I didn't have that. And so now I do. Now I have a team of people I could call up and say, hey, I'm thinking about this, or I'm looking at this. What do you think? What are your opinions? And so on.
Who broker you represent, Ikram?
I represent Quest Real Estate. So this is a smaller brokerage. I started off with Keller Williams, which is a national brand and real estate company. And once I got a couple of transactions under my belt, I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on to something smaller, more intimate, that I have mentorship. Mentorship was the biggest thing for me. And so I'm currently working with Quest right now.
Quest, yeah. I know a guy who just got his real estate license and is struggling getting that mentorship. So far, nothing. And he's pretty frustrated. So that's the reason why I was asking you. Okay.
For the first year, 50% of realtors drop out. Like they stop within the first year of being licensed. And I think
why?
that a big part of that.
Why is that?
I think it's, online you see this glitz and glam, right? You see people at the closing table signing away, but people don't know what it took to get there, I think that's one aspect. Another aspect is it's very much based on clientele. So you have to be a people's person. You have to be able to communicate and network and things like that. If you're very shy and very reserved, how are you going to get clients? How are you going to continue to keep those clienteles and those relationships? I think that people think it's one thing, but when they get into it, they realize, whoa, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get the clientele.
So what if I want to make it a part-time? I don't want to be the person talking to people. Is there a place for anyone in the real estate industry who just is kind of docile? You're like a sleeping partner. You're a real estate person, but you are not licensed, but you're flipping.
Yes, there are people that do that. They don't have the license and things like that and registration. However, you're just a consumer at that point. You are going to buy the property, you're going to fix it up, and then you sell it. Whether you do that by yourself or you have a realtor representing you, you can do that. But again, it's great to have that information and someone guiding you, because if you're working alone and you think that your house is worth 90,000, but in reality it's worth 120, you just cut yourself short, because again, you don't have the resources, you don't have the tools to know what exactly your house is worth. Now I see it happen way too often, but it does happen.
So right now, your main stream of income come from 100% real estate. You're focusing on real estate. Are you focusing on mainly on flipping, or are you focusing on servicing others? Like selling houses and leasing and stuff like that.
Right now, I've paused on the flipping because the profit margins have changed in the last couple of months.
The last couple of months, yeah.
However, I do own properties that people are renting and essentially passive income with that, as well as servicing others as well.
Are you doing just residential, or you have any commercial properties, or not yet on the commercial properties yet?
It's in the works. It's in the works. I'm currently being certified in commercial real estate because
Very good.
there's so much opportunity and growth there as well, but the clientele is different. And the industry is a little bit different. So
yeah, it's more profitable, but it's different. And back to what you just said at the beginning about 50% of realtors quit within the first year. I mean, in my based on my research, it's not even 50, it's like more like 80. most people don't look. People jump into the real estate industry because they see other realtors making good money, and they go in for the, with that idea.
Yeah,
right?
but that being said, some people, they're still good people, because people are here. I don't want to discourage them from doing whatever they're going to do.
Of course. No, but they need to understand. They need to understand.
Because I know what I hear from Ikram is the major thing is mentorship. That you don't jump into, just like anything in life. You need if you're someone who wants to be in business by yourself, for yourself, it's you'll die alone, and nobody will ever know you passed by. And I think that's the major thing. People want to make money because but they don't want to submit under people because they know too much.
I just want to share something really quick. Up my whole life, I felt like that. Like I wouldn't ask for help. I don't know if it was the stubbornness of just being like an African. I don't know what it was, but it was just asking for help was so hard. Really? And then I realized once I did ask for like help and mentorship, I thought to myself, I wish I'd done this sooner. I can't imagine where I would be now under like the support and mentorship of other people that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 plus years. Exactly. I actually feel like I saw myself short in that sense, So now, even when I'm making a decision, I just don't go into it and just say, I made up my mind, I'm making the decision. I'll get 3, 4 people's opinion and say, okay, well, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And so on. That's where a lot of the growth happens. You can't be afraid to not learn. You cannot be afraid to not have mentorship or open your mouth and say, hey, I need help with this, or can you help me with this?
All right.
So how long has been all together now? I mean, like, so how long has been the whole experience? How many years?
I would say about 6 years, all in total.
Nice.
6 years.
Nice.
And again, I feel like still I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much more that I want to do, so much more that I want to accomplish. But again, I'm learning, I'm taking the proper steps. I have a plan. I'm trying to execute that plan and to get to where I want to be.
Love it.
All right. So what I take home from here is, everybody, Ikram started at the age of 21. It makes me feel so old.
I felt like it was just yesterday, actually.
For those who are late starters, it's never too late. Whenever you wake up is your morning. The final question I want to ask, I met someone many years ago in Nigeria. It was also a realtor, and what he was doing is he actually brought us to his house and told us what he does is he buys a home and he stays there for as long as somebody's interested in that home. And so they just give him a little time. He buys another home. He moves there, sells this one. And we asked him, why do you do that? He said, because he needs to live in it to know what it is. So he told us that, for instance, the one we saw him live in suddenly started leaking because they put the tank on the roof. And something went wrong. So he said, I wouldn't like to sell a house and they now call me back to come and start checking things out. So he said, I stay in every house for a minimum of 6 months and then I just sell it off. What do you have to say about that? Of course, the first thing I asked was, do you have a family or something? And he said, well, I have a family and I'm working like every other person. And while I'm inside here, I'm working as well. Do you think that's a good idea for someone to that wants to go into real estate to start with a house to live in and maybe, sell it and buy another one and, sell that as well? Is that also considered to be a real estate business?
Yeah, so speaking from my experience, that's exactly what I did. My first property at 21, I lived in it for a year. I renovated it. So I'm living in the house. So I'm able to pick apart what needs to be renovated, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be, what will look nicer and things like that. And long and behold, not even a year, I would say about 11 months, I thought to myself, let me just see what kind of activity I get. And it was like bidding. People wanted to pay even more than what I was asking for. And oh, okay, all right, great. Go ahead, sell it, took the profit from that, put it in another property.
Oh, wow.
Repeat.
So that means there's an advantage to home improvement. It increases, will you solicit for, like if a bank wants to loan you money to do home improvements, will you solicit to that?
Yes, absolutely. There are different types of loans. There's a rehab loan where you can take, it's specifically for renovations. You take it out, whatever the context of the contract is, whether if it's interest or not, and you pay back within a certain period of time, you don't have to pay interest on those loans.
Oh, okay. And it increases the value of the home, right?
Regardless, it's going to, real estate appreciates. That's the only thing that has been proven to appreciate, right? So while you're living in the home, the house is appreciating. And then can you imagine with upgrades of like granite countertops, and you're making the house more presentable, more valuable, more desirable. So people are going to be willing to pay a little bit more if it's convenient that it's already done. So the type of renovations is also very important. There's no need to like put, let's say, gold walls if there's no purpose, there's no intent in that sense. It's not, there's not.
So can you just tell us one or two things that you probably need to do with your home to make it more presentable, to increase the value of the home, so people don't just go and start spending money on things they shouldn't spend money on, like putting tiles on the wall and things like that? What do you think? What are the one or two, three things that you can do in a home that makes it more valuable and more presentable?
So the first thing always is like the bones of the house. So what is the most important? I would say AC, heater, water systems, anytime roofing, anytime you see something that has been replaced, that is a big ticket item, those appreciate the home. And then as far as like aesthetics, and you want to walk in, you want to look into a beautiful home, that's easy things to just paint, the tile, kitchen cabinets, a lot of white, airy, modern look is what really brings in the money. Things that are outdated is not going to help.
What do you think you did different that helped you to survive the first 24 months as a realtor, Ikram?
What was that? What was the question?
Why you think you survived versus why you didn't quit, pretty much like most people do? Like, why do you think, what made you different? How would you did what you did to survive? Why you didn't die like anybody else or died out of the business? I mean,
I think it's because I always had a goal in mind. And I always told myself, no matter what, I need to accomplish this goal. And so a little small thing that I do is on my phone, there's like a vision board on there. Every year I do a vision board. And these are all of the things that I want to accomplish by the end of the year. So I'm very goal oriented. I need to see it to believe it type of thing. I need to look at it every day. A normal average human looks at their phone over 25 times a day. That's minimum, on the minimum side. Okay. People even check their phone even 100 times a day. So if I'm logging in and I look at my screen and I'm constantly being exposed to my vision, that it's a mental habit to constantly be working towards that. So I had goals and I was goal oriented. I said, you know what, by the end of the year, I want to acquire another property. That was my goal. So by the end of every year, I was saving. I was doing things that was going to help me get to that property at the end of the year.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ikram. I have a lot of apprenticeship to do with you. It's because I really want to know more. But Tracy said, no, Robert Kiyosaki said, it's always better to know a little bit about many things than to know a lot about just one thing. And there's a place in the Bible, the parable of the talents. It says a man was going on a journey. He gave one person 5 talents. He gave another 2 talents. He gave another 1 talent. And by the time he came back for the talents, the one with the 5 talents already doubled it to 10 talents. And talents is a form of money. They used to use that talents in those days. And the one with the 2, came back with 4. The person that flipped it. And then the one with 1 went and hid it. And those are the people that have just one source of income. They're scared. They just keep it, they bury it somewhere. And they're complaining that the rich people are mean people. They're wicked people. Why will rich people do this kind of thing? That's why I hate rich people. Well, they want to have money, but they don't have the lever, to go for whatever they want. They are making a living and living their purpose. I tell people, even if you don't want to have more money, have it for my sake, because I really need it. We just started an app, Just Flaky network app, Just Flaky therapy app, where people can, go in and do many things, book appointment for therapy, book appointment for prayers, even if it's 2 minutes prayers, and we need a lot of money. So if you don't want to make money, please make money because of that, so we can advance the world. Next is Spencer Wallace. He's going to talk about himself. The last time we had this meeting, he introduced himself. I know some people here really don't know Spencer. Spencer is speaking on behalf of Nidia Abolke today. And before Spencer starts, I want to, because he's a financial guru, he used to work with a bank. And if I came to you today, Spencer, and I say, you know what, I have $20,000. And this money, if I lose this money, I die. But I need much more than $20,000 in the next 6 months.
Okay.
What would you advise I do with the $20,000?
It depends. I like that question. Thank you very much for the introduction, Pastor, and great presentation, Ikram. I took a lot of notes, just so you know. And I'm always eager to learn from people. So I took a lot of notes. Thank you for your presentation. And to answer Pastor about the $20,000, right? I always tell people, when you're about to invest, my first question I'm going to ask you is it short-term or long-term, right? Is this your emergency money? Is this your do or die money, right? Yeah. Because if this is your do or die money, right? First of all, I will never tell you to invest at all. Always keep some money for emergencies or whatever. And I will show you the options that you have. So you have variable options, stock market, where you can win and make money, but you can also lose it if you don't know how to do it properly, right? And then you have the variable part, the fixed part, I'm sorry, all right? So the fixed investment, there are fixed strategies, saving strategies that can give you the upside potential when the market goes up, but more importantly, it gives you the downside protection when the market goes down, right? So a lot of people don't know that there are these 2 options, so variable and fixed. I'm specialized on the fixed option. I have some knowledge and some experience on the variable side, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't have the license to talk about variable anymore, right? So I only talk about fixed. And I tell people, as long as you have that money for the long term, it will always give you a better return. I'm talking about 10 years plus, right? Any investment that is long term has to be 10 years plus. Now, can you grow it within 6-8 months? Yes, more like 12 months, honestly speaking, right? And yes, it can grow, but I'm not going to tell you, oh, you're going to double it or you're going to triple it. No, it's going to grow. You know, on average right now, it's doing on a 6% interest rate, right? So that's the average rate of return as we speak. You know, the market is not doing that well. So for us to be talking about 5-6% interest rate right now is actually pretty good, right? So it depends, long term, short term, and what is it that you're waiting? What do you expect from doing this investment, right? For instance, if you want to set it up for like to buy a house, and I will ask you how soon you're going to buy it, right? And then if it's 2 years, 3 years, I will tell you what do you have. But then if it's for college, okay, how much time do you have? When your child is going to college, then I will give you the different options, right? So I will ask you questions like, what is it that you expect to do with this money, by when you need it, right? And then based on the answers that I give from that prospect, then I will say, okay, these are the suggestions that I have for you. Does that make sense?
All right, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to the real business now of life insurance with savings.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you have, I need to give you permission to share, right? Are you sharing?
Yes, I want to share something with you. I have a 3 minutes and 30 seconds video, and I'm actually going to go through that video and I'm going to use it like a training. Let's see.
Yes, you can. You're a co-host.
All right, let me see if it does. Let me, okay. I think I'm able to share. Yes, I can. All right, perfect. This is a 3 minutes and 45 seconds video, right? And what I'm going to do, Pastor, is I'm going to play it and I'm going to pause it as it's playing, right? Because it's very important, right?
Yeah.
Because most people watch this video and they just watch through it. They're not really paying attention and grasping the information properly. So I'm going to go and stop on it as it's going, right?
All right.
So let's see.
When it comes to retirement planning, there are 3 kinds of people. The guy who doesn't think about or plan for retirement, you don't want to be that guy. The gambler type who feels the only way to grow her money is to risk losing it all in the stock market, and the play it safe type who shudders at the thought of losing a single penny of his savings, even if it means sacrificing any opportunity for that money to grow. For years, retirement planning has been vastly limited to choices that fall on one side of the scale or the other. And so, money-savvy people tend to invest in 2, 3, 14, 50 different products in an attempt to balance the scale. But what if there was a way to capture the upside potential of a risky product and the downside protection of a secure product all in one solution? Well, hold on to your potatoes. Let's talk about IUL. Index Universal Life can harness the best parts of both sides of the financial seesaw. IUL is a form of permanent life insurance that, whoa, hang on. Life insurance has changed in the last 20 years. You know it is something that just pays out when you die. But these days, life insurance can actually be one of the most powerful wealth accumulating vehicles on the market. One huge benefit of IUL is the ability to harness the power of compound.
Let me pause it right there real quick. What the video just said is very powerful, and that's the reason why I'm pausing it. Poor people, or the people that don't have much knowledge about life insurance, they relate life insurance with death. Life insurance and dying, right? Not attractive, right? Because they don't know. Now, the people that do know, the wealthy people, when they talk about life insurance, they think about taxes, because they know that life insurance is a legal way to minimize taxes. Because you make money and you pay taxes, right? So people know that when you're making money, you need to find the way to minimize taxes and increase your profit. So nobody thinks about life insurance as a wealth accumulation vehicle. They don't, because they don't know that it's actually a tool for that purpose. And it has so many benefits built within the life insurance, right? And that's coming next. So I want you to pay attention. It's not just life insurance. It's a wealth accumulating vehicle. Very important, right? And now look what it says right here, compound interest rate. This is very important. especially given the current economy right now and how the inflation is killing people's money, right? You need to what? Outpace inflation. And is your money in the bank or wherever you have your investments is not outpacing inflation, that you are in serious trouble. You need to outpace inflation, right? And what do you need? Compound interest for that to happen. Let's continue.
Interest to potentially generate large amounts of non-taxable cash value within the policy. This cash value could be accessed later in life to fund a happy, healthy, non-taxable retirement. Your IUL's performance directly reflects the performance of the stock market index while implementing a 0% floor and a market cap, usually around 10%. So your cash value participates in the growth of the market up to the cap and sits safely on the sidelines when the market goes down. You forego some of the upside to alleviate all of the downside. So zero is your hero. With IUL, you won't spend a single day of your accrual making up for losses. Pretty cool, right? Well, it gets better. When designed properly, IUL can serve as a
Sorry, it's streaming a little bit.
retirement vehicle based on a financial chassis of life insurance protection. And because of IRS tax code exemptions for life insurance, your cash value can create a tax advantage.
Now, let me pause it since it's streaming anyway. So look what it's saying. The IRS exception code for life insurance, that's huge. That's huge. There is a code with the IRS, it's 7702, right? That says that all life insurance proceeds are non-taxable. So when you save money for your retirement on the 401k, taxable, on the IRA, taxable, everything is taxes. So when people know that there is a way to save, to invest for your retirement, for college, for emergencies, for whatever you need it. And that money that is in there, not only you can enjoy it tax-free, right? Now you can enjoy it tax-free, but it has no market risk and it gives you compound interest rates legally, right? So we all know what happens to people's portfolios right now due to the current economy, right? 401k became 101k as we speak, right? So people need to know there is a better way to save. Let's continue.
Advantage way to generate more income in retirement. That's something your 401k or IRA simply can't offer. So what might an IUL look like for you? Let's talk specifics. Larry here is in decent health, a non-smoker, and contributes $500 a month to his IUL starting at age 35. This contribution is conservatively projected to generate $500,000 of cash value by the time Larry retires at age 65. If he chooses to, Larry can turn on a non-taxable income stream from his IUL, giving him $60,000 of income per year to supplement his retirement. And the longer he waits to access this money, the larger it can grow. That death benefit is even accessible when Larry's still living if he suffers a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. So if Larry gets sick, he's covered. If he dies unexpectedly, his family is covered. And if neither of those things happen, the money Larry's paid into his IUL over the years can fund a happy, healthy, tax-advantaged retirement. Assuming Larry lives to age 90, he will have contributed a total of $186,000 into his IUL, drawn out $1.5 million in non-taxable retirement income, and still leave behind a very sizable tax-free death benefit for his heirs. The person who shared this video with you can show you what an IUL might look like for you, given your specific age, health, contribution level, and retirement plans.
So.
All right. Okay.
Now.
You want to stop sharing?
Yep.
So
let me stop sharing.
Okay.
Now,
I have some questions with that, right? Okay, so let's assume he said Alex starts saving at the age of 35 up until the age of 65. is is paying $500 every month, right?
Yep.
Okay, so with compound interest at the age of 65, he has like 1.5 million. If I
1.5. Yep. Mhm.
Okay, so what if Alex says, you know what, I don't want to do this 500 stuff. How
Right.
much will it take for me? Can I just, calculate the 500 times the number of years that I need to put in money and say, okay, Spencer, take this money, I'm done. I'll wait until I'm 65 to start getting the benefits. Or can I even start accessing the benefits before I'm 65?
Yes, that's a great question. And the answer is yes. Life insurance has a way for someone to design it that way. Like, for instance, we all know that the retirement age is 65 in America, right? 65, 67, sometimes 70, it's just crazy the way they're moving around these numbers, right? Well, here you don't have to wait until then to do it, right? For instance, if you have a 401k and IRA, you cannot touch it until you're 59 and a half. Otherwise, taxes and penalty will eat up half of your money, right? Not in the life insurance. Life insurance has this way of saving, and it says this: as long as you have the policy for 10 years, that's the only catch. Yes, there is always a catch. You need to have the investment for 10 years, right? And you need to be at least 60 years old if you want to use it for retirement purposes, right? And receive tax-free lifetime income. That is the only condition. 10 years investment, and you have to be 60 years old, right? However, what if I'm 35, right? And I have some lump sum of money, I don't know, 50,000, 40,000, 80,000. Can you design a policy for me where I can enjoy it in the next 10 years, in the next 7 years? The answer is yes. There is a way. We don't have to go ahead and wait until you're 65. You don't even have to wait until you're 60. You can do it at 50, right? But of course, the shorter the period of time, the more money you have to deposit. But yes, we can custom make a policy based on what do you want to do? So the answer is yes, we can design a policy based on what they want to do with it.
Okay, so somebody says, okay, you know what? I want to do something in the next 2 years.
Mhm.
I want to sign up for this policy. And maybe I calculated the whole thing is like, if I was paying it like instrumentally, by the age of 65, I've maybe put in 100K
Right.
into the whole thing. And I'll say, see, this is 100K, take it. By
Mhm.
next year, I need, I want to see how much compound interest I'll be getting. Will I
Right.
get less than someone who is putting in like 500 every month?
No,
Or I'll
good
get the same
question.
amount?
I love that question. No, not at all. Remember, compound interest is calculated based on the balance on the actual account.
Mhm.
And the way it works is like this. They calculate, so the interest is paid yearly, right? Not monthly, not semi-monthly, it's per yearly, right? So they pay at the beginning of the year in January. So what they do is they calculate the interest rate that they're going to give you, whether it's going to be 6, 7, 8, depends on what the market is doing, right? So they calculate that interest rate based on what you're paying. And if it's only monthly, they're going to calculate that interest right monthly versus the lump sum of money. So of course, if you put a lump sum of money, because of the compound effect, you're going to have a better compound effect on your lump sum of money versus the monthly premium. So it's always an advantage to have what? A lump sum of money for the people that can afford it, of course.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's a chart you usually show for those that want to invest and how much they're going to make at so number of years. Do you have the charts? Because that's the catch in that, in the business. Yeah.
Yeah, so the way it works is I always tell people we can always custom make the policy based on your age, right? Your age, your gender, and your capability financially and why not, right? So for that purpose, is actually very flexible, if I can put it this way, because we have people doing $50, $100, right? Now, of course, don't give me $100 and expect to have $1 million in 10 years, right? It's not gonna happen. It's not.
Okay.
It's,
Is there no way, because some people will not understand
right.
except you show us like a graphic thing when people know, okay, so I want to insure for so amount of money.
Okay.
And this is how much am I going to be paying every month? And tell me how much I am expecting to receive in life savings.
Okay, so let me see if I can, give me 1 minute. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me see if I can show you some quick numbers. Give me 1 minute. We can pull out, do a live example. How about that?
Yeah.
Just for you guys to see. Okay. Bear with me for 1 minute. I'm signing into my account to give you a live example. And we can pick and choose someone's age just to use that as an example.
Okay, let's look at a late starter, someone that is 55.
55. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let me see. All right, Texas. 55. Okay, let's see right here. 55. And I'm going to leave it as a male. Okay.
Male.
All right. So I'm going to, again, share right here. Okay. I think you guys should be able to see my screen. Yep. Now you can see my screen. All right. So I have a male, 55. Okay. And I'm going to do a $300,000 life insurance. And I am going to design this policy for retirement focus, right? Meaning this guy is focusing on retirement. And then after that, he doesn't want to pay anymore, right?
Okay.
Let's see. There you go. All right. Look at this one, right? Now, remember in the video, Larry was doing 535. Of course, this guy would do more because he's what? Older. He's 20 years older than Larry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
35 and 55 is 20 years. Of course, he's going to pay more. And you can see the premium here is higher, $682.40. That's the monthly premium, right? Right. But now there's always a but, right? And this is the life insurance, $300,000 life insurance. Now let's see what happens. Year number one, he will pay $8,189 per year. How much of that $8,189 goes accumulated into his savings account right here? Answer, $4,989. Half of the money, pretty much, right? Okay, let's pay attention to what happens. So he pays and he saves and he pays and he saves. And what happened when he has the policy for 20 years? And I'm calculating 20 years. I can do it in 10 years. I can do it in 15 years. In this case, is 20 years because it's the long-term better results for him, right? Yep. Now, he doesn't have to wait until his 20 years, but I'm just giving you numbers and I will tell you how it works. 20 years, he's 74 years old. And I'm always about numbers, right? So let's calculate how much did he contributed into this account. So he was contributing $8,189 times 20 years. In 20 years, total contribution that he did, $163,780, right? However, look at this. He has $193,000. So he invested 163. He got all of his money back plus interest rate totaling $193,000 into his cash value. So let me ask you this. If my client pays 163 and we gave him back 193, how much did he pay? Nothing. Nothing. Because we can say we gave him all his money back plus interest. And that's what I tell people, this policy, it may seem like you're paying a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it will be free. What do you mean by free? It has a cost. Of course, it has a cost. But what I mean by free is you get all of your premiums back into the account plus interest rate. Now, he got two options. Excuse me. He has 193 cash and he has the $300,000 life insurance, two accounts. $300,000 death benefit in case he die or gets sick. Remember the video?
Mhm.
That $300,000 is available from day number 1. In 2 cases, in case my client die unexpectedly, loved ones get that money. But in case my client gets sick, terminal illness, chronic illness, which is some sort of disability, okay, critical illness, okay, critical injury. What if my client just got disabled, okay, and can go to work for what, 4 months? We can give him income. He can get 24% of the $300,000 if he gets disabled. How much is that? Let's see. 300,000 times 24%. That's $72,000 that we will pay him in advance from his 300,000 in the event of a what? Disability. What if my client just got the policy for 8 months? 8 months, and he being diagnosed with a disability. He can get $72,000 advancement from the what? $300,000. So please notice that life insurance, you no longer buy it in case you die. Now it has what we call living benefits. Well, what if my client was paying and paying and paying, didn't die, didn't get sick, nothing happens? Well, something is happening. He is accruing, he's saving money for his future. He didn't die, he didn't get sick, now he's going to retire. 2 options. $193,000 lump sum of money, tax-free. If you have this amount of money on a 401k, on a CD, in the stock market, you will pay taxes, not here. All of that money is his, clear, his money. 193. Okay, he can take it all at once and enjoy that money. He better be disciplined. It's on him. He better be disciplined. Or leave the money there and we can give him $14,945 per year. For how long? The rest of his life. Look at that money, never run out, never run out. It keeps going, just like the Energizer Bunny. It goes all the way down to 120 years. So the beauty of this strategy, 1 is tax-free savings, 2, risk-free. Stock market goes down, don't worry, you're not gonna lose a penny due to a decline of the stock market. Year number 1, day number 1, what if something happens to you? See, we all got plans. I got a family, I got kids, I got houses, I got things to do, you know, we all got plans. But guess what, guys? Remember this, life happens. To who? To all of us. Remember 2020, what happened? Yes, the pandemic, right? Crazy. I had never experienced something like that in my entire life. The entire economy shut down. Countries shut down. You can't even fly in. That is insane, right? So what is telling you? Life happens to people, right? Well, guess what? If something like that actually do happens, day number 1, $300,000 is available for you to protect you in case you die or in case you get sick. Nothing happens, you will have money to enjoy a decent retirement, the retirement that you deserve. And that's what I love about this. See, when you're paying $682 for something that you know that you will use, it's not hard. It's not. Why? Because you will get it back. And as long as there is value in it, and I see the value in it, and I see that I can take advantage of it, and if I don't, maybe my family will. So it's either they enjoy it or I enjoy it. Somebody will enjoy this money. Then it's an investment, right? It's an investment that will come back to me multiplied times 2, times 3 sometimes. The earlier you do it, the better it is. This guy is already 55, okay? And not bad. You know, he gets his money back plus some $30,000 worth in interest, right? Because he's 55. If he was 45, if he was 35, I guarantee you we would double his investment, double his money. But because he's doing it a little bit too late, at least we'll still compound interest, still help him, still work on his favor, and it grows, but not as much. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, day number 1, Three things. I got a life insurance in case I die unexpectedly. I didn't die. I can get sick. Terminal illness, chronic illness, critical illness, okay, disabilities, all right? Blindness, severe burns, right? Things that can happen to people, right? What about a heart attack? What about a stroke? What about cancer, right? I mean, God forbid it doesn't, right? But it's there for me. Okay, I didn't die. I didn't get sick. I'm getting old. We all getting old. Am I going to need money when I get old? Absolutely, right? Okay, and I will have money that I can enjoy in the future, tax-free, tax-free. Another advantage of the life insurance, guys. Hey, what if I have some sort of legal issues, a divorce? What happens when you go through a divorce? Everything gets split in half, right? Right. Not the life insurance. My life insurance is my life insurance. What if I have any legal issues and I do have a business partner and then we split and then we go to court and, oh, you give me this, you give me that, and da. Well, life insurance is protected against creditors, including the U.S. government. The U.S. government cannot put a lien against your life insurance. They can put a lien against your business. They can put a lien against your checking account. They can put a lien against everything you have, except the life insurance, guys. So life insurance doesn't only protect the individual, the loved ones, their money. That's crazy. Themselves, their loved ones, and their hard-earned money against creditors, against the own U.S. government. You know how it is. U.S. government, when they come at you, they come with everything they have, right? Well, if you have money in the life insurance, all of this money that this guy has right here, $193,000, only him can touch it. And to me, that's pretty amazing, right? Nobody can touch my savings that are in the life insurance but me. Not my wife, not nobody. It's my account. So I love it. I love it. It's a great advantage. So again, life insurance doesn't only protect me, it protects me, my loved ones, and my money from creditors, from the U.S. government, from anybody else out there. It's a great benefit, and a lot of people don't know about it, right? What happens if someone dies unexpectedly and they don't have a will? Everything they own gets state taxes. Everything they own gets state taxes. And that's the reason why people need to have a will. If you don't have a will, please, I advise you to have a will. You need to have a will. And in that will, you better have a trust, right? For the people that's making a lot of money, you better have a trust. Why? Tax purposes. It's all about taxes, right? And what if I die unexpectedly? Who's going to inherit this money clean and clear, right? Well, I better have a trust. I better have a will. If not, taxes will eat up my money, at least half of it, 48% of it. Pretty bad, right? So these are things that people don't know about. So this is an example of someone who is 55 years old. Again, if we have someone who is younger, it will be a better result because we're going to have more time for the compound interest to kick. All right. So let me stop sharing. And I sure hope that, I don't know if you guys have any. Pastor, are you still there?
Yeah, somebody asked a question. You can go to the message. Can you roll over your 401k to the IUL?
Absolutely, you can. You can roll over the 401k into the IUL. However, because 401k money has not paid taxes, you will have to pay taxes, right? See, and that's not my rule, that's the IRS rules, right? So 401k is before taxes, means that money goes in there, they haven't taxed you yet, right? So if you want to roll it over, you either roll it over into another account, like an annuity, that is also a retirement account. And when you go to annuity, no problem, you can roll it over, you don't have to pay taxes. But if you put it from a 401k into an IUL, you have to pay taxes because that money has not paid taxes yet. That's the only thing. Other than that, the answer is yes, you can do it, but you're going to have to pay taxes on that money. However, the results that the compound interest will give you on the IUL is 2-4 times better than the 401k. I guarantee you that much. So you're going to recover yourself from the taxes you're going to pay. That's what I'm trying to say. Good question.
All right. Any other question? I want to say thank you, Spencer, for this. And I want to address something. I know that it's whenever we're doing a business meeting like this, we're all looking for prospects. They're going to be prospects. I have a small story to tell. There was a time in Nigeria where there was a crusade going on, and they put in a lot of money into the crusade. And of course, if there's a Christian crusade, they're looking for people who are going to, come out for altar call and become Christians and things like that. And, that crusade, was massive. And when they finished preaching, they asked who wanted to give their life to Christ, and only one guy came out. And everybody felt disappointed. The organizers said, with all the money was spent, why is it just one person we're getting in this massive place? And what happened is that one person is somebody that is very well known, is late now, is the Archbishop Idahosa, who actually brought revival into the whole country. It was just one person that came out in that crusade, but that one person have produced millions of people, who are now in faith. And so I am not, I kept doing this. Like, for instance, I know people say, okay, people in Nigeria, they don't have, what if one of them gets a US visa tomorrow?
Wow. And
comes into the country tomorrow?
Yep.
What do you think they're going to do? They're going to come look for you immediately. So a lot of people that are here, people want to hear it again and hear it again and hear it again. I was going to reply to Nidia when she said, you know what, I hope people that are coming, I wanted to tell her that I will be there.
Exactly.
I'm a person, right?
Right.
I also need to hear and hear and hear again to get me, moving. And so if I am going to be there, I'm sure I'm more than 10 people just listening, because the more information I have, the more I'm able to move. And then the people that are not able, that on the country, there's also life insurance. So people are getting to, I've always known about life insurance. Like I said, in Nigeria, a lot of people, I'm sure what you're saying, so people are doing it in Nigeria, but we hate to hear anything called life insurance because, well, they don't call it life insurance, they call it death insurance.
Death insurance, indeed.
They call it death insurance. It's now that we're hearing that, okay, it's life insurance. And I know the people, as a matter of fact, I got an email last week from, I saw PFA and I quickly clicked into it and I discovered that it didn't mean what I know it to mean. And it was based in Nigeria, but it wasn't a PFA. It's actually, the P stands for pension, something, something. And they keep sending me emails to let me know that thing you're doing, I think there's some people doing it in Nigeria as well. And so even if they're not going to do the PFA here, the information that, oh my God, there's something called life insurance. Now they can go and explore and ask people, especially now that you have said the life insurance is one good way of investing.
Yes.
People are scared of it. What if they steal my money and they run away with my money? That's, everybody's trying to, guide against.
Let me add something to that real quick, Pastor. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's a good one. That's a legitimate question. It's very important for you to know this. First of all, who the company is, right? Who is the company? How long they've been around, and their financial strength. Those are the three things that you need to ask before you put a penny with anybody. Who is the company? How long they've been around, and their financial strength. Why? That will tell you that the financial strength rating will tell you if they have the money to pay out. Okay, very important. Now, how long they've been around will give you a good history of how strong they are if they know what they're doing. right? And in this scenario, in this case, the company I want to share with you, I'm sharing with you the name of the company is called National Life Group. And this company been around for 175 years. And if you Google them, their financial strength is triple A's. AM Best, let's give them A. Moody's, give them A. S&P 500, give them A. Okay, triple A financial ratings, very important. National Life Group, been around for 175 years, and the financial ratings is triple A's, means they're very strong financially. So indeed, you have to be very careful who the company is, how long they've been around, and how strong they are financially. Good one on that one, Pastor. And that's what I needed to like just add something to it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming, every one of you. Ari Reed, thank you so much. There are two people that came in and they went away, and they said they will reach out to me much later. And so this is just a kind of information sharing seminar. We're going to do it again second Sunday of August. We're always going to do this. This is so important. But I want to pass on an information. We're starting a network, a faith-based therapy network, and we're looking for volunteers, people who are going to be there. We want people who can encourage somebody else and just say, okay, hold on there. You don't have to talk for too long. They talk for just 2 minutes, but there are people who are committing suicide, every minute of the day. If they have access to somebody who can tell them, hold up, what is it? What kind of issue do you have? They're able to connect them to some other resources. And so that's what the network is about. But we have one thing that you need to do is to register with Family Bible Life Institute to have a 12-week of Christian counseling certification. Once you're able to do it, and it's virtual, once you're able to do that, you can be on the network. And of course, you get paid for doing what you're doing. Even though it's a volunteer service, you're helping somebody. If more people have access to therapy, we will have a saner environment. We will not be afraid to send our kids out. You'll not be looking around while you're driving at night, because we're having more people who have access to a free therapy network. And so that is where we want to close this chapter of a Beat It seminar, making more money. You can make more money. All you need to do is, please, you can reach out to me if you want more information. You want to reach out to ICRAM. You want to know more information about estates. You don't have to be in the US to be able to have access to this. You can do the business wherever you are in the world. Indeed. And when it comes to the life insurance as well, I know there's some people who come in here on holidays from Nigeria. You can come in here, stay a while, register a business.
Yep.
If you register a business, you can invest money here and be sure that whenever you come back, there is money that is growing for you, as long as you have a bank account that they can always charge for your monthly payment. Why I asked the question of if you have a bulk money, some people may not want to do that. They may just put some money into the bank and then say, okay, take all this money because I'm out of here. I'm not staying here. So this is the money. When I'm 65 years, I'm coming back here to settle down, and now I can now cash in on the money I have invested.
Indeed.
That's why I keep carrying even people in Ghana and people in Nigeria along, because I know a lot of people come here and many Nigerians have houses in America. And so if they can have houses, if they are putting money to real estate, I'm sure they can invest money into life insurance with life savings. And so I'll keep doing this. And I'll be inviting as many people as I can. All I want is, I want every one of us to make more money. And I want everybody to also beat the fear of tomorrow, the fear of future. I don't want us to, be afraid of what is going to happen tomorrow. If you have savings that is multiplying somewhere, you are confident you can do more things with your life. I want to say thank you for coming, and I'll see you same time, second Sunday of August. Thank you very much, Spencer, and thank Nidia for me as well. I appreciate you now and always. Good night.
I will get in contact with Ikram. I think I would love to talk to her. I got some questions about some investments that I have for the next probably 15 or 18 months or so. So I'm gonna give her a call because that was a great presentation she did. I love it. Thank you so much, Pastor, for connecting us. I mean, this would be happening if it wasn't because of you. So thank you for the connection.
Yeah, this is what this place is. I mean, all about people that have they're doing their own thing, they're in their own cocoon. You know, the people that are doing one business, and it feels like that's what everybody is doing in the world, because that's what they eat, that's what they see, that's what they are living and things like that. And my idea is people should spread their tentacles. Indeed. Why? Because you never can tell what's going to happen to a particular business. But if you have, 1, 2, 3 businesses, and even if there must be one that you're fully involved in, of course.
Yes.
But you also want to have, some other ones. That's what I was asking her. What if I don't want to be, fully involved in that business? I just want to be, sharing part of the cake in that business. I have money that I want to invest. I have people I want to connect. Yep. But I don't want to wear the hat. Exactly. Somebody else wears the hat. I just want to do it. I believe that's how most millionaires are operating today. A lot of public speakers today, they're into real estate. They're into different things. A lot of musicians are into real estate. Absolutely. They have life savings also. They have different things, but we know them as either public speaker or musician or pastors. I know a lot of pastors that have real estate, they have investment in life insurance, but they don't go around converting, telling people about that, but they're making money.
They're making money
out of it. And that's what I believe. There's some of us that may not be able to wear the hats, but we know the people.
Absolutely.
And we have the money. And we want to invest our money into different businesses. So thank you so much. It's nice to know someone that knows about money. To be a text message away. Thank you so much. And every other person, if you want to get in touch with Spencer, his number, I shared his card when we started the seminar, but you can always reach him through me. Thank you so much and good night, Alex.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday. God bless you all.
All right.
Awesome.
Somebody said I would love to connect with.
I just put in my information there, so that way.
All right. See, it's on. If you want Spencer's information, please just quickly screenshot it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.